So we've got a bone to pick with our buddy Dave Raymond. Too bad he's not here to pick back today, but we think we do. Or do we? Let's talk about it next. It's the DLLS Rangers podcast. Yeah, so it is a question to be answered, who closes. And maybe the bigger question that we're pondering today is, as we reflect on the 2025 bullpen, was it a good bullpen? Hi there, welcome into the DLLS Sports Studios. It's the DLLS Rangers podcast with me, John Radigan, Jeff Wilson over here. We've got the cat. We pushed the queen hard today, but she's answered the bell. And we got noise going on back there. The Mavs are getting feisty after the big win last night. So anyway, let's talk about this bullpen. Dave Raymond said it, and I'm kidding about a bone to pick with him. We didn't really go deeper into it on the show because there's so much to talk about with him. But he said it, and I think it surprised both of us that he said, the bullpen really wasn't that good last year. And we kind of thought and have said a lot, they pieced together a pretty good bullpen. So which was it?
Well, I mean, he's right. They didn't strike out a ton of guys, and they blew a pretty hefty amount of saves. My contention is that their blemishes showed up because the offense was so awful, and these relievers had to, continue to work without any margin for error. And no reliever has ever, gone from start to finish with a 0.00 ERA.
Right. Yeah.
They're not perfect.
Even Mariano Rivera.
They're gonna give up runs, and it's gonna hurt. But if Chris Martin gives up a run in the ninth in a 8-4 game, who cares?
Right.
But he gives up a run in the ninth in a 5-4 game. Well, it's a tie game, and all of a sudden you're staring at extra innings and a possible loss. So I think that it was a good bullpen. I think the Rangers liked the fact that they didn't walk many batters. I think they were top 5 in bullpen walks. The ERA was still well under 4. You're talking about a unit that, and the back end guys had to work a lot. We got to remember that too, because those games were all close. So you want your leverage guys pitching, and early on, they got some fumes. They started getting tired, and then we're running on fumes. So I think that I'm going to go with it was a good bullpen.
Well, I love Fireballer 60's early comment, actually. I like that one, too. I like it when you agree with Jeff. But the early one, the Rangers are going to be in the lead by 4 runs most games, so it won't matter. They're not going to need a closer, which is great. I like your optimism, Fireballer 60, and I wish I could say that would be true. The way the game's played in this day and age and the way the Rangers are constructed, I'm not sure that's going to be a realistic goal or hope, but we'll take it. We'll take optimism at this point. Let's look at those numbers that Jeff was talking about relative to where they rank in Major League Baseball, and we see where the Rangers bullpen was. So again, they were third best in all of baseball with that 3.62 ERA. 67th in home runs. 13th in home run with 67 of them. It's a lot of home runs that they gave up. 37 saves isn't good, right? We've said that. And the record, the bullpen record was 27-37. So in other words, just because you blow the save doesn't automatically mean that's a loss, right, in that
Right,
game.
right.
In the Rangers' case, it appeared like, again, maybe back to that offense, they couldn't, once they've blown the save, it's like, well, that's it. Game's over, right? Even if it was a home game.
Yeah.
So I guess that there, and if you look at that 27-37 record, now there were a couple of teams that were vastly worse, including the Twins, the Braves, and of course the White Sox. Like we're, 15, 20 games under 500 with their bullpen, bullpen alone.
Right.
But 27-37 is a bottom 5 record for the bullpen. And I think, and in fairness to what Dave was saying, he was talking about he didn't think the bullpen was good as it pertains to bullpen losses. And that's a lot of losses.
That is a lot of losses. And, at the end of the day, and they weren't making excuses, they weren't, if we interviewed a closer or someone who had, given up the lead, they weren't staring right at Adolis Garcia,
right,
speaking derisively. And, they took their lumps like good teammates do. And they said, yeah, well, I just need to be better and all this stuff. But I just think, and here's something else I don't like. I do not like, you can blow a save technically in the 8th inning.
Sure.
And so I don't like that. I think the blown save category should be 9th inning only.
All
right. That's me, because how many saves did Chris Martin blow? Well, he didn't blow any of them in the 9th. He
didn't pitch the 9th.
Maybe one or two, but he was giving up leads in the 8th when they still had a chance to maybe even bat twice to win the game.
Sure.
So that's just kind of a tangent.
Yeah, and what? Gallagher Champ might have the answer. They should call them blown holds, right?
Hey,
at that point, that's a hold.
I like it.
Right? I will say this. Some of the old-time pitchers, I remember working with back when I worked with Steve Busby, and Buzz was like, he hated the hold. I mean, first of all, he hated the quality start.
Right.
And second of all, he hated the hold. I mean, he hated a lot of the new analytic-type numbers that were placed on pitchers. But anyway, that's for another day, and maybe we'll get Buzz on one of these days. He's fun to talk baseball with. But and what you bring up too just gets me, as you know, my brain goes this way and that way. But when you brought up the closers never staring, with casting mean eyes over there towards Adolis Garcia or any of the other hitters who might have come up, by the way, with bases loaded and nobody out.
Sure.
And then struck out 3 times. Or I did like yesterday, somebody said, when we were talking about the 3 true outcomes, I didn't get to this comment yesterday, but I chuckled at it. The 3 true outcomes are normally thought of as a walk, a strikeout, or a home run. Somebody said in the case of the Rangers this past year, it was a walk, a ground into double play, and or a home run, right? It's like worse. We don't just strike out. We make 2 outs. So anyway, the thought on that is they weren't. They never did. They never resorted to that, even though there were lots of closers, and they may have said it privately and among themselves. But here's the thing. They didn't say it because it's not a bad clubhouse, right?
Yeah.
There were some issues, and we talked to Dave Raymond about that, too. It's not a bad clubhouse. I loved his point on that. It was like, you know what? Good. I mean, teams that win always seem to have good clubhouses.
Yeah.
And teams that, and again, the Rangers won half their games. It's not like they didn't win at all, but they underachieved. And because of that, okay, maybe they didn't have as good a clubhouse as they might have, but he wasn't buying any of that. And he's with them, literally, he's with them more than anybody except those members of the team and coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, the other analysts and other people, they don't travel. Dave's on all but, 10 or 15 games all year.
Yeah. I mean, on the bus, on the charters.
Not
that they're back there yucking it up with them, but he does have some insight and some access that I've never had. I mean, I've never had. You've been on the charter. I've never been on the charter.
But I've not done the number of games that Dave's doing these days. That's right. I flew the charter for 10, 12 years, and it's you do get an insight. And so now his insight is even greater because he's been doing it now for 6 or 8 years, and he's there every game. So I believe him, and I like his thoughts on that. I think, though, his thoughts on whether or not it was a good bullpen are debatable. You hate that record, 27-37.
Yeah.
You hate the 37 blown saves. And frankly, that's going to take you right back to what we're going to talk about in the next segment, which will be the closer situation and who's going to close and how are they going to do that. But before you get to the closer, the best bullpens, Jeff, as we know, establish, almost, really, sometimes now there's a 6th inning guy, a 7th inning guy, and an 8th inning guy. And to me, last year, what Boch had to do was just throw all the papers up in the air. I shouldn't say that. I guess if anything, Chris Martin, when healthy, was the 8th inning guy.
Yeah.
Everything else, it just seemed like Boch was, well, let me try this guy today. Well, let me try this guy today. Maybe doing the cards, letting the cards just fly out of his hands because you just didn't. Nobody established themselves, I guess.
Well, and that's kind of where you get to the pockets and the usage that way. But it did seem, Garcia, they tried to give him the 7th when everything was lined up right. But the fact of the matter is that you're right. And honestly, I really kind of go back to the 15 Royals for that. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9. Because, once the 5th inning was over, especially in the playoffs, it was just arm after arm after arm. And that kind of, felt to me like the first time that I was like, man, they have this set up. Yeah. And then it has followed. And but yeah, you're right. It'll go to the 6th sometimes,
Right.
If you're like, well,
and Leon, you're preaching to the choir here. He says we shouldn't need a 6th inning guy. Starters should be able to go 6. In my mind, you shouldn't need a 7th inning guy.
Right.
I might give you the 8th and 9th, but I want to see these guys do like they did in the old days. Get to pitch 8, and that, to be honest, going back to the Steve Busby comment I made earlier, that's what annoyed him. He's like, every time they gave me the ball, I was like, I'm going out there to pitch 9 innings. So, you get a quality save after 5 now or 6? What is it?
Quality start after 6.
Start after 6. Like 6 innings, I fail, was his point on that. So anyway, I do believe that, that there's something to that. And I agree with you, Leon. But the reality is, in part because it has worked so well, Tom Grieve talked about it on our show when he was on last month. When you can, have a guy shove for 5 innings, and then if you do have that established 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guy, now the hitters are just completely off balance for the last part of the game.
Yeah, you don't get to see the same guy twice,
right?
And and that's kind of the bullpen is tied into the not letting a starter face a lineup for a 3rd time, and all of that. I just don't like. I don't like having to have 4 high leverage guys a night. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to get tired.
Yeah, of course.
I think
you have to use them so often. Yeah. You use them obviously so much more often than you do, a starting pitcher. And thank you, Mike. It looks like Mike Tomlin is stepping down as the Steelers head coach. So we won't be doing an emergency podcast, nor will our Cowboys crew. But if we had a team in Pittsburgh, they'd be doing it. But that's interesting. He's been there forever. By God, you lose a Monday night football game.
19 years he's been there.
19 years, and it had been since 91 since the Steelers lost a Monday night game at home. And they lost one last night to the Texans. So there you go. Quick sidebar, but we appreciate the info, Mike. That's nice of you to kind of keep all of us in the chat.
That's big news.
Yeah, it is. It's big news, and it's nice of you to keep all of us in the chat apprised of things like that.
His halftime walk-off interview sounded like analyst. Sounded like future analyst.
Like he's ready to go.
Yeah. It was polished and terrific. And anyway.
CBS just said goodbye to Matt Ryan on Sunday because he's going to be like the president of football operations for Atlanta.
Well, there you go.
There you go. He'll
But
walk
then,
right in.
does Bill Cowher still
yeah,
work?
It'd be two Pittsburgh guys.
Yeah,
I don't know,
it'd be
man.
too heavy.
It'd be pretty Pittsburgh heavy.
And then Bradshaw's on Fox, so that's,
Yeah.
well, the Steelers. Well, they were pretty good there.
They
for
were
a while.
pretty good.
Pretty good
days.
franchise.
Yeah, and
historically,
yeah.
they're a great franchise.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, more coming up.
Did we get off subject?
Yes, we sure
Okay,
did. But I see that name Robert Garcia a lot in the chat. And that name and many others are coming up. As next, we're going to get to sort of how the bullpen looks, or the closer role looks, and how Jeff would like to see it look next. It's the DLLS Rangers podcast. Oh, what a tradition we have begun on Buffalo Bills games at my house, Jeff. Yeah. And hopefully it will continue for a few more games this season. We had Wild Fork wings. Buffalo wings, as it were, to celebrate the Bills' victory last week. Now, we'll be having the Buffalo wings again from Wild Fork this Sunday. They're playing the Broncos, which is Jeff's team, in Denver. But you revealed to me yesterday that Bills are favored.
Yeah.
How about that? They got a pretty good quarterback, and Wild Fork Food has some pretty good wings. Super easy to do. You pop them in the air fryer. Heat them up that way. They are delicious. We didn't even need any of the sauces that you might put on them. They're so good that way. All their food is great. All their meats are fantastic. They have great sides and great seafood, too. 9 locations in DFW, Wild Fork Foods.
Yeah, John, I've talked about how I fall asleep at around, 3 o'clock when I get home from the show. It's really my dead zone. Actually, it's been extended now to every waking minute. So, and I don't know if it's because I was sick or what, but I really think that I could use a boost. And I think that our friends here at Mars Men might be the way for me to go. Men, go to Mars.com. You get 50% off for life, free shipping, and 3 gifts. Man, what a deal. They're trying to help you unlock your testosterone. It doesn't mean you have low T. Just as John was saying, there's that nasty protein that sometimes handcuffs your proteins, doesn't allow them to get through and do what they're supposed to do, let your testosterone get through and do what it's supposed to do. That's where Marsman comes in, because it has the key to those handcuffs. So again, men, go to Mars.com, 50% off for life, free shipping, and 3 free gifts.
All about Sports Zone, we did not miss, although we might have, and so I appreciate you mentioning it. But we did not miss the trade, the Arenado trade. We're going to talk about it coming up in the cleanup segment. Skipper Ben wanted us to do like 3 segments on it.
Well, that's what our Phoenix station's for.
That's right. But Skipper Ben's all fired up because he got him for his elite fantasy team on a flyer last August or whatever. So anyway, he wants us to do a whole show on it. We're talking Rangers, damn it. And we'll get to Nolan, though. Thanks because sometimes stuff could pass us by, because that one did happen just as we were arriving, but we got it. We'll talk about it. Right now we're talking about the Rangers bullpen, which, I'm inclined to agree with Jeff, but I don't love the numbers. It's like funny, results versus numbers, you know. I don't know if the eyeball test, the results were okay, but the numbers weren't great. So there you go. Decide for yourselves if you think it was a good bullpen. A lot of the numbers, most of the numbers say it was. But can it be better? We know this, Jeff. It's going to be different.
It's 100% going to be different. I mean, 3 of the 25 relievers are with the Cubs now.
Right. Yeah.
And
they're going to have a damn good bullpen. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding.
And then Chard Armstrong is off to Cleveland.
Yep.
So yeah, it is going to be different. And I'll complete transparency here. I had to go to the Rangers website to look at the roster to even know who could be in the bullpen.
Wow.
On the 40-man.
Well, we keep waiting for more reinforcements to come in, and they haven't and maybe won't. So, yeah.
Yeah, but so I had this wonderful idea that put Kat to held her feet to the fire. But she got her done. What I think the bullpen will be versus what I would like it to be. So let's do that graphic, baby. Oh, so I think right now, without any additions, as the roster stands now, that's on the left. Garcia closing, Martin, Alexis Diaz setting up to start the year. Jake Latz, I know everybody wants him in the bullpen, including me, but if the Rangers wanted him in the everybody wants him in the rotation. I have him in the bullpen because if the Rangers wanted him in the rotation, they would be like, Jake Latz, you're in the rotation. They haven't committed to him yet.
Right.
That makes me feel a little uneasy. Then we got Cole Winn, Tyler Alexander, Luis Crivello, and we can't forget about Carter Baumler,
right.
the Rule 5 guy.
Yeah.
Asterisk indicates left-handed pitchers, so 2 lefties, 6 righties. Now, I would like the bullpen to look like this on opening day with the way things stand now. Diaz, Martin Garcia Winn, Alexander, Mark Church, Luis Crivello, and Robbie Ahlstrom.
Okay.
A left-hander who did not he pitched all year at AAA last year despite his impressive spring. This way I can get Jake Latz into what I want for my, Rangers starting rotation.
Sure.
Now Latz, I think, would be subject to being, I don't want to say demoted to the bullpen, put in the bullpen once Cody Bradford is healthy. But you need a lefty in my mind, so I went with Robbie Ahlstrom there. The concern about Mark Church, he may not be ready for the start of spring training. So that's why on the left side, on the what I think it will be, I think the Rangers will play it slow with him and have him open the season in the minors.
Robert Garcia's left-handed.
Oh, well, yeah, he is.
Okay, no,
yeah.
but I
forgot the asterisk.
Yeah, okay, very good. Just making sure. So, yeah, but I agree. I mean, I agree that I like your second list. I agree with Church and Ahlstrom. These are guys that were so close last year.
Well, I mean, Garcia's left-handed. Church opened the season in the major leagues.
Yeah.
He was on the open day roster.
Yeah.
And then he was injured and came back and was injured. And so, for a kid who never pitched, he barely pitched in high school. So the Rangers loved, the low mileage arm and all that stuff. And it's fresh. He throws hard and he's learning and evolving, but he's run into a couple injuries here the last 2 years that have derailed him. So he needs to figure out how to stay healthy, in addition to keeping his hat on, fireballer. So
I didn't remember this.
Yeah,
Is
it would fall off. He has a lot of hair, and it would just kind of.
Oh, okay.
Not quite like Oscar Gamble.
Oh,
but,
I got you. Okay.
It would fall off. So anyway, so I guess I have 3 lefties, 5 righties.
Yeah. And how about Rarities? With a shout out to Kat, said it was a nice graphic, Kat. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Rarities is a good egg.
Yeah, and Kelly Man, lose the Rule 5 guy. I mean, in your perfect little world over there, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Or we're hiding him, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't even, he has to be on the active roster a certain number of days.
Yeah.
You can't just 90 or 60 day him all year. Otherwise, the Rangers would have the last Rule 5 guy they took. He was a real nice guy. I can't remember his name, but they had to give him back to the Yankees. So, what about Corniel? I want to keep Corniel starting. Nick Martinez. Well, that graphic was based on guys who are in the organization. This is assuming the Rangers aren't signing anybody else, which we think they're going to do.
We do.
Yeah.
They do too. I mean, they really do. They're not obviously going to telegraph who. But, when Chris Martin said over and over again on Friday, Chris Young said it. Chris Martin might believe it. But when Chris Young, CY, said it over and over again on Friday, we're going to remain opportunistic. We're still looking. All he talked about was starting pitching and the bullpen. And look, at this point, bullpen guys likely are going to fit better into the financial restrictions that clearly the Rangers are adhering to.
Yeah. Yeah, and you look at the deals that they've signed so far. Chris Martin got $4 million, but he's getting $2 million of it after the season in some sort of like deferred signing bonus situation. And Diaz was $1 million with some performance bonuses, but it won't take him above $2 million if he hits them all. So there are, it's very affordable. Tyler Alexander was a cheap sign. I mean, he lives in Aledo, so it doesn't have to pay for his moving expenses or anything like that. So there are a lot of, and that's what they did last year, trying to find the value in guys, and it worked out pretty good. And it's hard, it's going to be hard to replicate that, but they do need to find somebody else.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. If Alexis Diaz does what Dave Raymond mentioned, we hope he can do, right?
Yeah.
Which is sort of channel how he was with the Reds, right, a couple of years ago. Well, yeah, then keep him. You know what I mean? Like Kirby Yates, gone.
Yeah.
David Robertson, gone. Like, you get guys to do it. And again, I wouldn't have signed Kirby Yates this year. He's now 2 years removed from what may well have been, Jeff, a lightning in a bottle year.
Right.
But it happened.
It
and
did.
I think I might have kept him a year ago. Now, as it turned out, who knows? Who knows how he'd have done here? We can't say just because he pitched as he did and he got hurt and everything else in Los Angeles that necessarily would have happened here.
Yeah.
But I would like to see them, hopefully get, especially if you get a younger guy like Diaz, get him established and just keep him so we don't have to do this every year.
Well, I believe that he will fall into arbitration. I believe he would.
Will this be his first year of arbitration?
I don't think it'd be his first year, but I think he would. Yeah, it probably would be because he's. I mean, I can't get a service time. I'm getting let down here by our friends at Baseball Reference, but he's not going to be a free agent after this season unless the Rangers make him one.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
He would go into
he'd be
arbitration because he debuted in 22. 23, 24, 25. Yeah, so he's got a year or two left in arbitration.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that's great. They'd keep him. I think that, at some point you have to try and in fairness, they tried to do that with Jose Leclerc. Just didn't quite work out, right?
Yeah.
They've tried to do it over the years. They got a little wonky with Feliz way back in the day, right? Decided to try and make him into a starter.
Yeah. That one hurt.
No, that one did hurt. Yeah.
Well, it probably wouldn't have hurt if he had had the work ethic that C.J. Wilson had shown.
Yeah.
And the determination that C.J. had shown. But you never really accuse our friend Neftali of being a hard worker. I think ultimately that's what doomed him, and some poor mechanics that he wouldn't fix. So, anyway, that's beside the point, but they had a great closer there for a while. Holy cow.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
He was excellent. And he was rookie of the year, right? Are you talking about Feliz? Yeah, he was rookie of the year. So anyway, that was fun. That was really fun to watch. And that, I remember when he came up and started firing that 100-mile-an-hour pitch that would just kind of, I know they don't really rise, but it looked like it was rising up to the right-handed hitter. Oh, my gosh. McLemore and Buechele would sit there with me and go, oh, my, how does he do that?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and it was a huge deal, because at the time there weren't a lot of guys throwing 100 like that.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, I had to go on ESPN News and talk about it once.
Right.
It was like, oh, okay, yeah, he was great. But but now it's just like, oh, another guy that throws 100.
Yeah, we're going to show you a high school kid later today, throwing 100 plus. So that's all coming up. So anyway, that's the bullpen. I like the idea of settling on it a little bit more. I don't know that the Rangers will, other than if they do find a closer, right? I think it's a place where they can continue to save some money, for lack of a better word.
Try to find a value. If Diaz for $1 million turns into a guy who saves 20 games, that's a hell of a find.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because, again, arbitration will take him up significantly.
Yeah, but not too much.
Yeah.
It won't take him to 12.
No, there's only so far it can take him in the next year of arbitration.
And then real quick, because I had this thought, Booker Washington mentioned, how would you feel about Jose Leclerc coming back? Well, he was injured and didn't finish the year healthy, but he still lives in the area, so you could probably get him for cheap, and he'd probably be darn happy to come and give it a go.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so thank you, Booker, for that thought. We've got lots more coming up as we continue to talk through this thing. Today, our next segment will include a discussion of the top 100 players in baseball, according to, I think it's MLB Network. Let's talk about that and see which Rangers might be on that list next. It's the DLLS Rangers podcast.
Hey, if you guys didn't check out Kat's handiwork at the Supporters Club, and you're members of the Supporters Club, go watch it. It's really, really fun and good, and you get to see the people who put all this stuff together. John and I are just talking heads. We would have no idea to get this even on the internet, let alone with lights and focus and all that stuff and graphics that she whipped together in 5 minutes.
No time. Yeah.
No idea. So anyway, the Supporters Club, it's true sicko level stuff. It's another way to it's kind of like the diehard version of YouTube, our YouTube channel. You know, you get to see stuff that not everybody gets to see. You go to the YouTube homepage, our homepage on YouTube, and you click the join button, and it takes you through everything. It's very affordable, and you get some pretty sweet emojis.
Yeah, we'd love you to do it. We also want you to sign up for the newsletter. Ali is always fun and funny in there, and of course, with the news, he didn't actually put any of the news of the Cowboys Ezraku, who got arrested for reckless driving yesterday. But his first word in the newsletter today was, "Hey, everybody, let's not be reckless out there.
Oh, geez,
let's not endanger ourselves and others." And then he went on to talk about the Mavs win, which was, it was a win. Cooper Flag was good. They don't have Anthony Davis. And the Stars had a really good win, kind of a wild goal to win that one. And he mentioned stuff that the Cowboys are doing in their defensive coordinator search. And, of course, he's got Ranger stuff in there about all the stuff we talk about every day on a daily basis. So, anyway, we appreciate you being here, and we want you to be a subscriber to the newsletter. All you have to do is go to alldls.com. That's our website. Slide down to the bottom and put your name, your email in there, and we'll send you the newsletter to your inbox every day. All right. Some of you have already seen the top 100 list, I see, by what you're commenting on in this chat. So it's an MLB Network thing. They came out with their top 100. So, Jeff, digest all that for me real quick, and then I'll let you know what I think.
Well, number one, to nobody's surprise, is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
And that's all I got.
The next, the first Ranger on the list.
Okay.
Who do you think that would be?
Well, I think it's, I'm going to go with DeGrom this time.
No.
Oh.
Big separation between he and who is the first. But I think the list, it seemed to me like the list favored position players.
Well, okay. So then Seager.
Seager's 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. 17 on the list. You look at the 16 above him, and you can probably say, yeah, you can make a case one way or the other, right?
Okay.
So they don't have the Rangers. The Rangers don't have another player on the list, Jeff, until 91.
Are you kidding me?
Out of the top 100, the Rangers actually have 3 players in the bottom 10.
Of the top 100.
Of the top 100. So you could say the Rangers only have 1 player in the top 90. At 91, we find Brandon Nimmo.
It sounds like they dominate the lower 10.
They really do.
Yeah.
Hey, they are. If anybody's in charge of that bottom 10, it's Texas Rangers.
By God.
Brandon Nimmo, 91. Wyatt Langford, 97.
97.
And coming in at 99, barely making the top 100, Jeff,
Yeah.
Jacob deGrom.
Come on.
I know. And Nathan Eovaldi's not even on the list. I don't think they favored pitchers much. I think it's more of a very much a position player heavy list. I can't remember where Scooble was, but he was down. Here's the thing. The dadgum Dodgers. This isn't going to surprise anybody. Dadgum Dodgers have 8 players in the 100.
8
as the most team with the most.
That's 8%.
8 players in the top 100 are on the Dodgers. I believe it's 5 of them are in the top 10, and so 5 of them are technically position players, leaving 3 as pitchers. So you've got Yamamoto, Snell, and Glasnow as pitchers who all made the list. Well, then you add Ohtani. Technically, they get 2 for him, right? He's a pitcher and a hitter.
I don't really agree with Glasnow.
I'm not sure I do either. But he was up
and
there.
he's higher than Jacob deGrom, which is a load of
way higher.
A load.
Yeah, he's up there too. But I think Snell, Snell might have been higher than Snell on their list. Stand by.
Oh, stand by, John is a
Where
looking.
is he? We've got all right, here in the top 5, here's the Dodgers. Ohtani, Mookie.
In the top 5. Okay, so 1 and 5.
Yep.
And
then 8 is Freddie Freeman.
All right. So 3 top 10ers.
3 top 10ers. That's it. And then I know Teoscar is on this list.
Really?
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah. Teoscar's down there somewhere. There's Snell is at 36.
Will Smith is 60, which is probably too low.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he's because Cal Raleigh's at 59.
Yeah.
So this must be based on they
don't like catchers. I don't know what this is. Again, it's all clickbait. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. Where was Glasnow? Anyway, I couldn't believe that Jacob deGrom was all the way down there at 99. Oh, and Sasaki's on their list too. He's number 8. He's at 100. And again, it does seem like a little bit of a bogus list if Sasaki,
shoot. I didn't mean to close that one.
He made it based on 5 or 6 games in the postseason. Come on.
Yeah. All right.
So, anyway, there's your top 100. What are the Rangers? Oh, and by the way, Marcus Semien was on that list too,
Interesting.
by the way.
Okay.
Where was Simi? He was in a decent spot. Anyway, he's there somewhere. Too big a list.
Yeah.
But you got Corey Seager. Here's the thing. With Corey Seager, we know what we have. We just need it more, right? What do you have with Wyatt Langford and Brandon Nimmo? I mean, if these are 2 top 100 players in the game, you feel pretty good about your outfield all of a sudden, right?
Sure, you do.
You feel not so good at the moment about the infield, but you believe in the upside. And by the way, other than Nathan Eovaldi, I don't think anybody else on this Rangers team, I don't think anybody else got robbed by not being on the list.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, can Josh Young work his way into being a top 100 player?
Well,
does he have that kind of upside, right?
I don't know.
I would think in 2023, we thought he would be, right? We would have thought he was going to be a guy who continued to move up and would have been a top, maybe even a top 50 player in the game today.
Yeah, he has. I guess he has the upside. And as Skipper Ben was regaling us with his acquisition of what's his name? Arenado. Third base is tough. It's not what it used to be.
No.
and so he could be one of the better third baseman. He has an opportunity to assert himself that way, I think. But he's got a lot of work to do.
He does, and at first base, Jake Berger probably has the same thing. Remember, Jake hasn't even been a full-time first baseman for long, right? Although I thought from a fielding perspective last year, I thought he did great.
He was fine.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't a Gold Glover, but I think the Rangers can bring that out in a guy with good coaching and obviously reps and opportunities. But Jake Berger, I don't know if Jake's ever a guy who's going to be on this list, a top 100.
Maybe not. Yeah. But he could be he could be one of the games, just like if he continues, resumes hitting 30 home runs.
Right.
Like, okay, this guy's one of the better power hitters, at least in the league.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think that's a possibility.
Yeah. And look out, whatever, Jax. I like the thought. If Evan Carter can stay healthy, you fully believe he could be on this list as well. And, that's tall, but, I mean, again, in a very short sample in 23, who knows what? We thought he and Wyatt Langford would be the top two finishers in Rookie of the Year for 2024.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people did.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that he does have that upside potential, but the body just scares you, especially when there's anything related to the back. So, Leon, you're right. Berger has to earn his respect. So anyway, it's interesting to think about this team and who could be top 100 guys. Jack Leiter, right?
Yeah.
Can he be?
Sure.
Tom Grieve on this show said he believes Jack Leiter has ace potential. That puts him up in, obviously pretty good air. I mean, Blake Snell air. Tyler Glasnow, I guess, And again, maybe not, almost for sure not Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, those type guys. But it puts him up, with that next tier of guys who are right under that. The Rangers, by the way, do have one of those guys. And he's getting older, but Jacob deGrom, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 18, 19, 17 even, he was that guy.
Oh,
right?
sure.
Yeah. Winning back-to-back Cy Youngs and all that stuff too. So, yeah, Kelly, man, I agree that Leiter is probably a little bit underrated, but you know what? I don't mind him flying under the radar even just a little bit right now. And when you have those two pitchers ahead of him, it's easy to overlook him, and that's okay, right? That's okay because I really think that Jack Leiter is going to be good. And then, again, when you take a guy with the third overall pick, does he have this in him?
Well, you certainly hope he has, more.
Yeah, he must. And again, somebody already in the chat again today said, why not use him as closer? Still don't want to abandon him and the effort to make him a starting pitcher. You don't draft a guy with the third overall pick to become a closer, right? You try to develop him as they did, and it worked. And Jordan Teagues did a lot of that, and he'll continue to do a lot of work, I'm sure, with Kumar Rocker. But Jordan and Jack Leiter were, like Jordan was Jack's shadow for that time that he was sent down and just working on his mechanics and all that kind of stuff. So, let's see. Let's see what can happen with him. Rocker will be a top 100, Benny. I don't disagree. I think he's got it in him. And again, I think that somebody who's taken with the third overall pick, you hope. What was Josh Young, 8th overall?
8th.
Yeah. You hope it with the 8th overall, too. I mean, you hope those guys can be that. And, we'll see. They've got to do it. They've got to do it on the field. And there's plenty of them. Plenty of them. Dylan Tate never cracked the top 100. Did he, Jeff?
No, and that's a terrible pick.
Oh, God.
I mean, that guy instantly became a reliever, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is not what you want. You don't take a guy with fourth. He was fourth overall.
Fourth overall.
You don't take fourth overall to be a relief pitcher either. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what the next top 100 looks like. I don't know how often they do that, but it'll be interesting to see if any more Rangers are able to crack that list. It is based obviously a lot on success that you have in the game as well. So, all right, let's get to our cleanup segment next, and we get to that Arenado trade and that high schooler that's throwing over 100. Both things next. DLLS Rangers podcast. Hey, and we want you to become a diehard. We encourage you to become a diehard. It's a no-brainer to become a diehard. Once again, the money you save and the value you get. Like if the Rangers were trying to decide between many of the other sources for, this kind of sports content or the DLLS, they're all over this value. This is a value pick. But here's the good news. It's the pick with tremendous upside. It's the pick with Jeff Wilson writing for the Rangers, with Clarence Hill writing for the Cowboys along with Ali. It's got, Ron Harrod Jr., who's already broken stories for us, writing for the Mavs. And you have Sam Nessler doing a great job writing for the Stars. We also, Tim Cato was in the building today. He's still on our Mavs coverage, and he's doing more national NBA writing. So we're producing them here, and we're giving you the content you want, the content you deserve. Just scan that QR code and become a diehard today.
Yeah, and you get a free shirt, and you can even get this lovely Sports Over Everything shirt, which is our rebrand at All City Network. I've got on the Dallas Horseshoe underneath my shacket. Also wearing the hat. We're up to 5 hats now. This one plus 4 newer ones. I still do want see a Rangers themed hat coming out soon. Pre-spring training would be nice.
It'd be nice.
Clock is ticking here, but the point is we have good merchandise, and it's a unique way to show your fandom for your team. Anyway, store.allcitynetwork.com, T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, pint glasses, coffee cups, flags. We got it all at store.allcitynetwork.com.
That's fantastic. All right, so Nolan Arenado trade happens as we're driving to work. I heard breaking news, listening to MLB. Breaking news, they're reporting now that the Diamondbacks are in conversations with the Cardinals about Nolan Arenado, and I'm like, this is breaking? But then, in the next break, it broke that it actually had happened. And I know the Rangers have a third baseman, but why wasn't of course, he had to waive his no-trade clause, so this is why every team wasn't, but why wasn't every team in on this? Holy crap.
Yeah.
Cardinals are eating 31 of his $42 million. So the Diamondbacks only have to pay him $11 million over 2 years, 5 in 1 year and 6 in the other, Jeff.
Yeah, it brought me back to the Angels wanting to get rid of Josh Hamilton and just eating the whole salary.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Everything that was left.
Yeah.
Maybe it was $1 million. I can't remember, but I thought it was 100% covered. So, yeah, and it's not like Arenado's been a bad guy. He's just older now.
Yeah, and I think he's still, considered really good at defensively.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you get older, though, he's losing some of the offense, but it's such a low risk, trade for the Cardinals and Diamondbacks, who, by the way, only give up Jack Martinez, who, what'd you say, is an 8th rounder?
8th rounder from last year, 8th rounder from Arizona State. So he's not even like I haven't checked the lists, but I doubt he was a top 10 guy.
Wow. Yeah. So, that's not much to give up. It's a real low, low investment sort of a trade. So that works out. And it speaks to how badly the Cardinals wanted to, sort of rid themselves of Arenado and his salary. Not that they're getting rid of much of it, but they are saving $11 million for what that's worth. Although I don't know that the Cardinals are ever a team that's too worried about the finances.
They seem every once in a while. Bill DeWitt, their owner, is worth a pretty hefty amount. Yeah, more than Ray Davis, I believe.
Yeah.
But they do. St. Louis is not a big market.
No,
but
that is the
but
thing.
They have just such a loyal fan base.
Boy, they do.
They have really great crowds, even when they're not really great.
Yeah, and the and to that point, they don't have a TV carrier. They might, but they are one of the teams that has opted out of their deal with FanDuel. And if you do the deal for a full year with MLB Network, it generally doesn't even pay the same as what FanDuel was going to, which of course is nothing if FanDuel's bankrupt. But we'll continue to keep an eye on that. I know FanDuel is trying to come back with amended offers, and ideally they're going to, in their world, they'd like to come back with an offer that's more than what Major League Baseball will guarantee them. So anyway, we'll see how that plays out. But that trade is done, and Arenado has moved on, and he waived his no-trade clause. I think I heard he's got a house in Phoenix area, and, of course, one in California.
Probably one in Denver, probably one in Hawaii.
Yeah, probably. He's probably. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Denver, he's still getting paid by the Rockies as well. So he's going to get paid by three Major League Baseball teams this year. Staying, though, in the state of misery, or Missouri, as some people call it, Kansas City is moving in most of their fences 10 feet, Jeff.
Really?
And they're lowering them.
I thought they were already pretty low.
Park
especially
effects,
left field.
Baby.
I thought like left field, you can just reach up and catch it.
Yeah, it seems
or
like
parts
it,
of left field.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, they say most of them, so I didn't see a full breakdown of which fences will be moved, but they're trying to, they're responding to the old park effect thing, and they feel like they want this to be a more home run neutral ballpark. All right. So I don't like it. I never like it, right? Especially not for a ballpark like that that's been around forever. It's silly. I get it. Some of them were built too big. Comerica Park in Detroit, right? It was just built too big, and you had to move them in. But for the most part, I don't like it, and especially not when you're moving them back and forth like they've done in Baltimore. Just stop it. Stop it. Just let these people adjust. But anyway, that's what they're doing in Kansas City, moving fences, and some of them are being lowered as well.
So I looked up Diamondbacks' top 30 prospects.
Okay.
Jack Martinez, not in the top 30.
Not in the top 30. Yeah. So there you go. St. Louis wanted out from that contract with Nolan Arenado. And again, there's more to it than just money. It's getting younger, right? It's, making a transition, but wow, that's not a lot. Now, again, he wasn't going to waive his no trade for just anybody, but I promise you, teams would have lined up to the left for that, deal.
Yeah.
Give him a prospect who's not even that worthy and, hasn't established himself yet, I should say, and only have to pay him $11 million. This is a guy who's got 10 gold gloves, for God's sake. So, yeah, there you go. So, top to bottom spenders in free agency this year. Do we have that one, Kat? We got it.
Oh, exciting.
Look at this, Jeff. This is surprising. The Boston Red Sox have spent no money on Major League free agents. Now, they've improved their team some with trades, obviously. Sonny Gray, who knows, but that's, that was another bad contract that St. Louis is still paying for. But, yeah, they're right there with the A's, who have spent $2.8 million, and the Royals, who never spend any money, and surprisingly, the Rangers. What have the Rangers spent? I mean, they've got the Danny Jansen deal.
Yeah. So that I mean, are you counting just for 26 or the?
I think it's just 26.
Okay, well that's what 7
and
or
a half
something
this year. Yeah,
4 for Chris Martin. So there's 11, and then 14.
Yeah,
I don't know. They haven't spent a ton, right?
No, they haven't spent a ton, but
although they did add long term to the payroll for Nimmo.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. So anyway, they haven't spent a ton, but they're not as bad as the Red Sox, who are reeling right now after they were unable to hold on. I mean, we know they definitely wanted to keep Alex Bregman, and they couldn't do it. So there you go. Here's the kid, 101.6 miles an hour. We're going to shut up and let you just hear his high school friends and his no audio. Sorry. Okay. All right. Okay. We don't have audio, but we'll look at this kid. There he is.
Hey, yeah, woohoo, woo!
Yeah, that's good, Jeff. That's good.
101.6.
No, that isn't the one yet. Is that the one yet? Yeah. Now they're high-fiving. Oh my God!
Woohoo!
Like high school kids were going out there. 101.6. This kid is 16 years old. 16 years old from Pennsylvania, Jeff. How? And he's 6'6" or 6'7", something like that. 190 pounds.
You know,
how good of a pitcher is he going to be? Or is he going to have a rubber arm by the time he's 20? Yeah, right?
Yeah, you know, he should be quarterbacking. You know, Pennsylvania's kind of the cradle of quarterbacks there.
It's
for
a little
while.
Football state. Maybe he is that too. But I'll tell you this, 101.6 at that age is scary.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. And hopefully he's getting good coaching and advice to, protect that gift, right? I mean, 101.6 at that age is really, I mean, if you've got guys throwing in the 80s at 16, you feel pretty good about them.
Yeah. If he needs Keith Meister's number, he can just send me a
kidding.
Direct message.
Leon, when's he going to need Tommy John? It could be soon. But again, part of that is why they're all getting the Tommy John is spinning the ball so much, right? If he's just throwing, if he's just throwing, it won't be quite as hard. But it's such an unnatural movement for the body. So Cole Kuhn is his name, or Kuhn. He's like Bowie Kuhn.
Yeah.
Same last name. I don't know if it's any relation.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
Kuhn.
Yeah, it could be a great grandkid, or
who knows,
great or grandkid or something. And then finally, we will show you what they have done in Waco, Texas.
Waco,
Texas. Look at this. Chip and Joanna Gaines, who are famous for, what's the show called, Kat? Do you know? Fixer Upper?
Fixer Upper. Yeah.
Fixer Upper. They're famous for their show Fixer Upper, and they do most of their work right there in Waco, and they've started a company called Magnolia, and they have the silos down there where they went over and took over a section of Waco that was just nasty and run down, and they made it into a beautiful park, a beautiful mall that kind of looks like that right there, Jeff. But that is not their place of business. That is Magnolia Park. That's the Baylor Bears' home.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That's nice.
Named after Chip and Joanna Gaines. Chip, who, by the way, played baseball there.
I did not know that.
He did. Played him a little baseball at Baylor. So I think that's really cool. It's really amazing. Like, we have friends who come visit from Michigan and stuff like that, and they're like, how far is Waco? We want to go down and see Magnolia. We want to go down and see the silos. And I think they have a restaurant down there as well. So I love their investment, Jeff, in their hometown. You know?
Sure. Yeah. Good for them. They've built their empire on the backs of Waco homeowners, and
they've also improved a lot of them houses down there in Waco, haven't they?
Well, a lot of houses to improve down there.
Yeah, there really are. There really are. But it's a dang nice town now because of Chip and Joanna. And I think it's not only the naming rights on the field, but there's like a bunch of other capital improvements. And I haven't been able to find out how much they gave, but I'll go to Magnolia and wait 2 hours for cupcakes. Leon,
must be some damn good cupcakes.
They better be good cupcakes. Are you kidding me? So anyway, that's going to do it for another show. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the international signing class. It's the draft is the day. It's not a draft. What do they call it again?
Just the signing period.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the day after tomorrow. So we'll talk about what we think the Rangers might do. When we join you tomorrow, of course, we'll be here Thursday. We'll be here Friday as well. 3 more days this week. We can't wait to chat with you again. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time on the DLLS Rangers podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.